So this is my presentation on the hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. I'm just going to be calling it HCM when I have to use it. So what is the cardiovascular system? Basically, it pumps blood throughout the body, and it basically flows all the nutrients that the rest of the body needs. And this includes oxygen, carbon dioxide, glucose, amino acids, anything that any of the rest of the body needs. And this diagram on the right here, it shows the how the pulmonary artery pumps the blood when it needs to get oxidized, and then the pulmonary vein will flow it, have it flow right back out to the rest of the body. So, just some heart disease facts. It's one of the most common and deadly diseases, and it's the leading cause of death in the U.S. specifically. And about 610,000 Americans die from it every year. And in the United States alone, somebody can have a heart attack every 42 seconds. And um, the heart disease, like specifically with healthcare services, the government spends up to $207 billion on it every year. So just some factors that can lead to heart disease. These are very broad factors, so not specifically just to HCM, but they include diabetes, possibly being overweight and obese, a poor diet, physical inactivity, and an excessive use of alcohol. So this is just a heart diagram. Basically, I just wanted to point out the aorta that pumps all the blood back to the rest of the body, and then the left ventricle is what really gets affected by HCM, which you'll see later. So how blood circulates, I'll just basically say all of these and how they really all help circulate all the blood in the body. So the vena cava helps bring the blood to the right atrium, and there, the right atrium, um, it will flow or it will have the blood flow to the right ventricle, but it has to go through the tricuspid valve, and this valve doesn't wants to make sure that none of the blood flows backwards. And then from the right ventricle, it goes to the pulmonary valve, and then from there, it'll go to the lungs, where all the blood will get oxygen so that it can flow back throughout the body. And then the pulmonary veins will carry this blood that now has the oxygen back to the heart, and then it'll go to the left atrium, which will soon go to the aorta, but it has to go through the mitral valve or the bicuspid valve, and then it goes down to the left ventricle, which will be which will get affected by HCM, and then it goes to the aortic valve, and then the aorta completely sends it off to the rest of the body. So hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, basically it targets and affects the heart, specifically the left ventricle, and it basically thickens the heart. And as you can see in the diagram, the left ventricle in the left image is how a heart would normally look. And then you can see, I'm not sure if you can see my mouse, but basically it bolds or thickens or whatever word you want to use, and makes this like ventricle or left ventricle like much smaller, which makes it very difficult for the blood to pump through it. And basically, some causes of this, HCM can sometimes be inherited, um, or it can be caused because of aging or high blood pressure specifically. And some symptoms of this are chest pain and shortness of breath, and sometimes fatigue. And that is my complete presentation of HCM.